Okay, so I was asked about whether or not you should give a heads up to the new supply that the narcissist may get or encounter. Um, let's talk about it. So, at this point in stage in time, at this particular stage, I would assume that the you or either the narcissist has discarded each other, right? It's over. You get wind or you get information about the narcissist being involved with someone else. Maybe you have direct contact to them, maybe you don't. But nonetheless, some of you wonder if you should give them a heads up. I, in particular, do not think it's a good idea. Okay. Number one, before the narcissist even got into where you were allowed to even see the new source, they had already groomed them and slandered you to them and said all kind of things under the sun that is bad or negative. And they have basically briefed the new supply on how you are and what you are with the negative narrative to it. Okay. So the new supply is going to be on high defense in regards to you coming to them trying to give some sort of information or exposing the narcissist for who they are to the new supply. In most cases, you're going to look like the one that is desperate, the one that can't leave the situation alone, can't get over it. It's not going to be a good look for you. Bottom line. Because the narcissist, again, they've already briefed that individual that, hey, if they come around, they've done all of this and they try to start trouble and start all of this. The person, even if you should happen to speak it or say it to them, they're not going to want to believe it, especially at that fresh start or beginning of a stage. Because mind you, they're still in the love bombing stage with the narcissist. They ain't trying to hear none of that. What you coming with, they're not trying to hear none of that. Because this person is under the seduction right now of the narcissist love bombing stage. The new supply is under that charm, under that spell, whatever you want to call it, of the narcissist, seducing and reducing them down to basically complying with whatever they want. That person is in such a stage of bliss and euphoria with the narcissist that when you come with any of that, man, they gonna be like, man, get out of here with that mess. I ain't trying to hear that. That's exactly what they said you was gonna do. And now you would only be confirming the negative stuff that the narcissist has projected onto you. You'd only be confirming that to the new source. And in that instance, you're only going to make the new source bond and bind with them even closer. Because now it's going to be like, wow, just as you said, that's just what they did. So now they're going to be like, you know what? So now they're going to fight against you even more. And guess what? Guess who gets to sit back and laugh at your failed attempt? The narcissist. Because the new supply is going to go right back to the narcissist and give the report like, hey, you was right. They try to come at me and they try to tell me this and that. Now it's further showing the narcissist that you have been defeated by them. Because you're going out of your way to try to interfere or disrupt with something that they are, they're fully aware that you were probably going to try to do or maybe do anyway. They already made provisions for that. That's why the narcissist goes out and tries to slander and try to ruin the other person's image so that if anyone may happen to bump into them, they're gonna already have a negative disposition towards them from jump. They're not gonna want to deal with them. Okay? So in this situation, it is best advisable not to even get involved, especially once it's done, it's over. I know a lot of you want to go ahead and get that real quick. It can be kind of like a sense of revenge or something like that. But hey, it ain't gonna work in that instance. It's not gonna work. It's gonna backfire. Me myself personally, how I don't get involved with other people's business like that. You know, and I think it'd be best if you looked at it in that way to say that's their business. The new source is gonna find out one way or the other. But you can't save them. You can't. They're not gonna want to hear nothing you saying, nothing you talking about. They're not gonna want to hear it. Now, if you should happen to catch that new supply in the discard or the devaluation phase, or especially the discard phase, yes, they'll be able to relate to you quite heavily in that situation, because now when you go to speak about all the things that was done to you, there'll be, a chronological order of the events that happened that led to that point that will match with what you're saying. So now you will appear relatable because they can attest to the same thing that they went through is matching with what you're saying. Okay? But nothing in the first part when they're being love bombed, it won't do you a bit of good. You can forget about it. They're going to have to just find out the hard way. They're going to have to be a victim of circumstance and have to get it the hard way and come to the conclusion, just as you did, that this person is a narcissist or not worth dealing with. There's no type of, filling in or trying to expose the narcissist with new supply. Not with new supply. Just won't work. They have so much. They have their attention and their mind frame so gone and so into them. The person can't see past anything but the narcissist. So whatever the narcissist says is golden to them. I mean, the new supply is looking at like, I found me someone finally. I got the right and that's where they're going from. That's the state of mind that they're in. Okay. So just to wrap up, guys, definitely not advisable. It is not advisable to go and try to, try to in any way try to expose any new source of supply. It will backfire on you. They're too wrapped up into the narcissist and all of the, the charming and stuff like that they're putting on them, that you're going to be seen as the villain. You're only going to confirm to them that you're the one that's dysfunctional. Okay? That's all I got to say for this. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Love yourselves. And just something to think about. It's better to just move on and let that situation be. What should be happening is you should be focusing on yourself and trying to redevelop and get yourself back, especially if it's done and you done found out what the narcissist is. It's time to just really get back into self and help yourself to recover as much as possible. Anyway, hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you subscribe, and tune in. Keep posted. Click on the description in the Dropbox. I got all the products. If you haven't got the my ebook audio course on narcissism, covering everything from A to Z, that'll be in there. I'll have my documentary on narcissism. I'll also leave a preview at the end of this video. You can go and check it out. So a lot of people still haven't seen that. I'm surprised, but it's been out for a while now. And then recently we released the Quiet Weapons for Silent Wars Against Narcissists lecture, live video recorded lecture in New York. So If you're interested in any of those products, just click the description box below, and you can go ahead and get all those products are digital, downloadable directly to you. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Talk to you soon.